Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you here to the 9th race of Season 2 of the MSFC. We have reached the home stretch of the MSFC, and the first race of the final third of the season is here at the Tidalglow circuit of the Moon Melodies. Here as we look at the updated standings, the Pantheon heading into today with a 3-point lead over Klaus, having taken the lead last race. Then there's a good gap back to third place, which is a tie between the Camo Hiders and Team Fire. Last season, it was the Moon Melodies taking home the win in front of their home fans. We'll see if they can do the same this year. But once again, it's time for me to hand the mic over to our guest commentator for today.
Alrighty. Has not Fire stopped yapping yet? I think so. Hello, ladies and gentle marbles. My name is Not Gollum, and we are here, live, high above the Tidalglow circuit, for the 9th race of Season 2 of the MSFC, and I am being forced to do this against my will. I mean, what? Alright. This track offered a fantastic race last season, and only minor changes have been made. Just one slight change in the first sector. It has been changed from a chicane to a bus stop. This means that the backstretch is a little longer, so your exit from the backstretch is going to be even more important to make sure you maximize your speed heading into the Crescent Moon portion. Alright, I have been informed by my lawyers that I must read this statement. It says, the MSFC and the Moon Melodies are not responsible for any mistakes made by commentators regarding mispronunciations of team or marble names. Let's see. And then there's a second statement here. This is not from my lawyers. This is from me. It says, if this commentator messes up the names of teams or marbles, so sad, too bad, and just deal with it. All right. Our first team to take the track was the Moon Melodies, with the defending winner of this race in Defiant. And I just want to say that I really hope the Moon Melodies have a good mental therapist, because they need it. They have not been doing too well. It has been another very depressing season for the Moon Melodies. If you see a Moon Melodies fan walking down the streets today, please just take a moment out of your day to give that fan a hug, because they need something to be comforted by. They need something to be happy about. It has not been a fun season for the Moon Melodies. I truthfully don't know how Defiant is the defending winner of this race. It is completely unexplainable. So please, these Moon Melodies fans, they don't deserve to have to watch their team suffer week in and week out. Why is there so much suffering in the world? Why do people have to have their hearts broken? Why is there pain? I don't know, but just make it a little better and ease these fans' pain just a little. Speaking of Defiant ran the third fastest lap out of free, to absolutely nobody's surprise. There's Zorro in second, and Nova, who ran a fantastic lap just a moment ago, is the leader with a lap time of 31.13 seconds. Vorpal for the Camo Hiders is on track now. Vorpal was the winner at Iron Jungle, and goes purple in the third sector and gets ahead of Nova to take the top spot here in round 1 of qualifying. Next up, I have been informed that this team's name is correctly pronounced Klaus. However, I don't care. I'm not going to say that. This is Klaus, and if you don't like it, then too bad. Bedlam for Klaus, 1 second up in the first sector. Bedlam is perhaps one of the greatest marbles of all time at MSFC Racing, and is 7 tenths up heading into the Treble Clef Complex. A little bit slow there, heading into the 360-degree turn, and it looks like Bedlam has lost first and will fall to third, just about 9 tenths back of Vorpal. All right, next up, this is Chipper. Again, I have been informed that this team is supposedly Wyvern Rumble. However, those are not Wyvern Rumble marbles, so I don't know what happened. Maybe they sent their uniforms to the dry cleaners, and the dry cleaners went up in flames or something. Maybe all the Wyvern Rumble marbles are sick in bed and couldn't make it, so they've had to call it back up. But either way, that is not a Wyvern Rumble marble. That is a Physics Fanatics marble. As such, I am going to call them the Physics Fanatics for the rest of this weekend, and you can't stop me. So here's Chipper for the Physics Fanatics. Lost a lot of time in the first sector and goes last. Wow, can you believe it? Defiant is not last. It's a miracle. A Christmas miracle. All right, Kinesis for the night raid. Kinesis is 5th in the individual standings. Got the gold, the race win at the Lair of Legends. And is looking a little slow down this backstretch, but it's only a couple tenths behind. Heading into the Crescent Moon and into now the only chicane on this track. Oh, is still exactly 0.36 behind. Into the 360-degree turn. This is not going to take the lead, although it's not far off. Kinesis, almost 9 tenths behind, and goes third. It's a pretty competitive lap time. And now here is Blink for Starry Sky. To no one's surprise, Blink was your winner last time out at the Icy Mountain. It's looking pretty neat and tidy heading into this first sector, and indeed is ahead of the leader by about 3 tenths. Into the Crescent Moon and the chicane. Nice tidy line from Blink. Nudges that wall, but goes purple in the second sector. That second sector is going to be Blink's specialty, most likely. It's looking pretty good here in the third sector. Around that 360-degree turn. Blink, just misses out on the lead. Lost a fair bit of time in the third sector and slots in third. Next up, Tartarus for the Iron Brotherhood, another team who hasn't been doing too particularly well this season. Would love to get a good result here at the Tidalglow circuit. Tartarus is a 10th up out of the first sector on Vorpal. Tartarus 14th in the individual standings. The only medal for that marble was a silver coming at the Shroud Water Bay. Tartarus is gained a couple more tenths though, but those are some pretty nasty looking bounces off those walls. Tartarus not going to take the lead, but again, that's not a horrible time. Tartarus slots in 4th, 8 tenths behind Vorpal. All right, here is Vertigo for the Pantheon. Vertigo has been cooking this season as is first in the individual standings, and is looking like this marble might be able to help Pantheon win the MSFC title. Vorpal looking pretty good here, but lost a little bit of time there in that second sector. Into the Treble-Clef Complex. Decides not to take the walls there. Bounces off that wall. That was not particularly good looking. And Vertigo, is on the bubble. 6 tenths back in 4th. All right, next up. It's Electra for Team Fire. And Electra has been doing remarkably well this season. Has medaled in every single race and is currently third in the individual standings. Team Fire in general has been cooking with fire, as you might say. Electra, a couple of tenths up in the first sector. And still is a couple of tenths up, although Vorpal had evidently a very, very good third sector that most marbles have not been able to touch. But this is looking good from Electra. This might be able to compete. Electra, it's going to be close, and Electra goes purple in the third sector and takes the top spot. Electra, Vorpal, and Nova are locked into the battle for pole. It'll be either Colt or Blink, who will start 4th in the battle for pole. Colt for the Shadowhunters, and Shadowhunters, another team I really hope they've got a good mental therapist, because it has not been pleasant for them in the slightest. Colt finished second here last season, so it's a good track for Colt, but it's already lost a couple tenths in the second sector into the Treble-Clef. And around that final turn, that was not a good looking bounce. And Colt, loses all momentum at the end of the lap. Somehow still qualifies 9th. I'm not entirely sure how. All right, battle for pole. It's a 2-lap shootout. And Electra will lead Vorpal, but no, Vorpal gets the lead. Blink sends it diving in there and somehow gets the lead. What an incredible move from Blink to take the lead out of the bus stop. And Electra will draft by Vorpal for second. Nova hanging out in 4th back there. That was not a good run for Blink, and Electra is going to take the lead heading into the final sector. Everybody takes a different side of the split. Vorpal tries to send it in there. It didn't work. And now Nova is looking to take third and will do it. Nova's got a run now, and Nova takes second from Blink, just like that. Fantastic set of turns there from Nova, side by side with Blink off the conveyor belt. As we start the final lap of the battle for pole, Blink will hold on to second and now sends it in and takes the lead from Electra, who manages to cover off Nova, and Nova loses third to Vorpal. Electra drafts Blink down to back straightaway for the final time. Electra looks outside. Blink covers it off. That's not a normal passing zone. So we head into the Treble Clef for the final time in a battle for pole position. Vorpal looking to take second from Electra, but time's a ticking. Blink rounds the final turn, and Blink has gotten pole at Tidalglow Circuit to the surprise of absolutely nobody. Electra holds on for second. It'll be Vorpal in third and Nova qualifying in fourth. See you tomorrow for the race.